Tuesday, is that today? No, today is Wednesday. And then tomorrow, for 4 days in a row, we're just teaching you guys some wealth principles that are helping a lot of us across the country achieve wealth beyond our wildest dreams. So I'm gonna give you guys a chance to right now go out and go to our fan page if you want to actually see the slides that I'm looking at. And if you're not on the Zoom, and you can share this with people so you can help your community understand what it is that we do. Now, let me make sure those of you who are brand new understand. My name is Brian Bean. I'm the founder of the Extra Digit Movement. And what that means is we basically show you how to grow your net worth 1 digit at a time. So you're listening to a guy who was making 3 figures every 2 weeks. I never forget, I still got the pay stubs. I'm a lot like my mom. I kept everything to kind of document my life and document my journey. And I was making $976 every 2 weeks. Now, I can't give you guys the name of the company, but they call it the Bank of America. So here I was working check to check, 9 to 5, 2 hours in traffic, both ways. I want y'all to think about this. That's 4 hours a day in a car, inhaling fumes from somebody else in a traffic jam. You multiply 4 hours a day times 5 days a week. That's 20 hours a week. You multiply that by 4 weeks in a month. That's 80 hours a month. Y'all hear what I'm saying? That's in traffic. We're talking about in traffic. You multiply 80 hours a month times 12 months. So 80 times 10 is 800. So 80 times 12 is about 900 and what? 960. So 960 hours. You divide 960 hours by 24. And somebody tell me how many days I was in traffic. Did y'all hear what I just said? How many days was I in traffic? If you divide 900, and somebody put that in the chat for me, 960 hours divided by 24 is the amount of days I was in traffic, all right? So let me see, how many days is that, y'all? Driving every day, building somebody else, that's 40 days in traffic. Sean, stop playing with me. That means I was building somebody else's life. And see, that's how you gotta start looking at things. So guess what? I started making $1,000 a week from home. So I went from 3 figures every 2 weeks to $1,000 a week. And I said, you know what? I'm done. I was actually, man, look at that. That's crazy, Martina. I was actually 40 days in traffic of my 365 precious days driving for somebody else. Now, when you look at the fact that I was able to turn that $1,000 a week, $2,000 a week into 5 figures a month. Now, do you guys know that a lot of us on this Zoom are approaching 4 figures per day? So I went from 3 figures to 4 figures to 5 figures to 6 figures to 7 figures from my house for the past 25 years. You know what? Tonight could arguably be the #1 wealth worksheet. I mean, all of them are amazing. It's all perspective. But tonight could arguably be the #1 wealth worksheet for you guys who are brand new that you can learn, because I'm gonna show you how I basically leverage my own money. You can leverage your own house. You can leverage your own apartment. You can leverage the laws in this country, and you too can earn 7 figures right from where you are. Type in the comments if you're ready and say, I'm here, right? Just type in the comments and say, I'm here. Because I need to know that you're ready to literally use what you have, be in the building, be present, tell people that around you that you're gonna tone in for about 20 minutes. I need you to black out all the noise. Tell the kids you're about to change their future. Tell the dog he about to get a new collar with the diamonds in it, right? Like Richie Rich, and let everybody know that for the next 20 minutes, you're about to use what you have and say, I'm here. Now, before I pull up this sheet, let me put this in perspective. The #1 thing you already own is your social security number. That's #1. Now, that's 1A. 1B is your house or apartment. A lot of you guys don't realize it, but you're already sitting on the 2 things you need to get wealthy. Let me prove it to you. The #1 expense you have in this country are your taxes. Your sales taxes, your federal taxes, your ad valorem taxes, your property taxes, your state taxes, your capital gain taxes, your luxury taxes. Anytime anybody, these days, Uber even has a transportation tax. I own an Airbnb, they have an occupancy tax, right? Everything is taxed. So anytime somebody wants to get some money from you, they just call it a tax. And guess where they got that from? They got that from the country that we live in. So if taxes are your #1 expense, Instead of you looking for Shell versus Chevron, or instead of you looking for Verizon versus Sprint and where you can save some money, why aren't you looking for a way to decrease the biggest thing you have, which is your tax liability? Here's why. See, when people that are not from this great country of ours come to our country, they love the tax laws. So they go, wait a minute, I can pull myself up by my bootstraps, get over to America, start a business, pull some family together, start a new business, collect our resources, stay together, even if we got to stay together for a little while, start a new business and circulate my own dollars within our community and within our own family. We got to get over to America. You know what the difference is with those of us on this Zoom? Look, this gonna hurt a little bit, but it's true. We were educated in America. See, the people who weren't educated here, they look at us from a distance and go, I got to get over there. The people that were educated here go, there's an opportunity here. I never get rich like everybody. I don't understand how I can ever get out of debt. I'm just gonna go to college and get in more debt. I got to drive a nice car because I see everybody else driving a nice car. I got to buy a house I can't afford. See, when you were actually educated in this country, believe it or not, you're actually jaded. When you weren't from this country and you look at it, you actually love it. So what we got to do is love the tax laws that everybody else that comes over here and starts a business strives to get in, but you got to learn them. Now people say, I got on this thing to talk about tax laws. No, you didn't get on this to talk about tax laws. You got on this thing to learn the rules of the wealthy. And one thing that wealthy people do is lower their biggest expense first. Let me tell you how the country whispers the answer to you. They just don't yell it from the mountaintops. They're giving you hints. Watch this. Anytime the government wants you to do something, they give you a tax incentive to do it. For example, right now, America's on this big carbon footprint, go green, you know what I mean? We got to help the ozone layer, the ice caps in Ireland and Greenland are starting to melt into the ocean, which increases the elevation and hurts the ozone layer because the sun doesn't reflect off the snow. A lot of y'all don't know that, but I'm a big environmentalist, so it's true. If we're not careful, man, this whole ozone thing is getting out of control. So guess what the government does? They say, look, if you go get some solar panels, and if you go do certain things to your house, if you get certain windows, we'll give you a tax break. That's the government's way of telling you, we will lower your taxes because we need you to do something. If you get married, they give you a tax break. That's the government's way of encouraging people to find a significant other, partner up, and build something together. You get an extra tax break that a person that's single does not get. They want you to do something. If you have children, they give you another tax break for having a child. They want you to do something. Well, if the government gives you tax breaks for opening a home-based business, they must want you to have one. See, everywhere else in your life, they whisper, get some solar panels. Help us with this Go Green movement. Hey, be fruitful and multiply. Get married and have children. Hey, if you own a nonprofit organization and you help batter and abuse women, we get a nonprofit a tax break. Hey, if you help children and start a foster home, hey, if you help kids in the inner city, hey, if you're part of the YMCA, hey, you see what I'm saying? See, everywhere they want you to do something, they drop your taxes. So here's my question. If the government is willing to drop your taxes for owning a home-based business, why aren't you dropping your taxes and just opening a business from home? You know why? Because you were educated in this country. And not one of your professors said, hey, while y'all in school, start your small business on the side. Because you know what? That would have been contradictory to what they were teaching you on the whiteboard. You see what I'm saying? So that's why you're older now and there's a little conflict inside of you. Wait a minute, Brian. You mean to tell me people in extra digit never went to college? Yep, a lot of us didn't. Some of us did go to college. Yep, to the highest degree. And you mean to tell me some people that didn't go to college can make $8,500 a day? Yes. You mean to tell me people with PhDs can sometimes still look for employment? Yes. You mean to tell me, Brian, your son who just graduated from high school is 18 years old and he makes more than you did with a Morehouse degree? Yes, I'm telling you right now, my son who's 18 years old will be making $80 a day, which is $2,400 a month. And I just told you I was making $976. And he got a high school diploma right now. In fact, he ain't even graduated yet. He just got his little tassel this week. He's making more than I did coming out of college. He's making more out of high school than I did coming out of college. Everybody put in the chat, break generational curses. See, that's what we're doing, right? You can just put BGC, okay? Break, we breaking generational curses. How? Education. Education. Aren't we supposed to give our children a head start? Then why don't we collectively start a business that gives our children a head start and teach them entrepreneurship early? Look, let me tell you this. The sheet I'm about to show you is simple. That's the easy part. Getting you to understand that a specialized education in finances and a simple worksheet that we've been doing all week long and your own money is what's gonna make you wealthy. That's the hard part, getting you to see that. This sheet I'm about to show you is easy. I'm gonna click some buttons and prove to you with data that you can save money with a home-based business. Let me just tell you this real quick. Going back to school. America was started by some revolutionary people that broke away from Britain and said, we are sick and tired of the big bad government raising what? Everybody put in the chat, taxes. All right, right. You got to know how the country was even formed. The Revolutionary War was about a bunch of patriots who got away from the big bad wolf and said, we sick and tired of being what? Sick and tired. Then look, in Europe, either you were what's called a lord or you were what's called a servant. So if you were a lord, you own land. If you were a servant, you worked for somebody who did. Well, in America, they call themselves not being that way. That was called a caste system, C-A-S-T-E, a caste system. Then they came over to America and invented what's called a class system. Either you have a business or you work for somebody who does. Y'all, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. They just took the Britain laws, put a spin on it, got mad at them, came over to this great land of ours, right? I'm not gonna get into the history, but came over to this great land of ours, got mad, dumped some tea into the Boston Harbor. Guess what that was over? Taxes. Taxes. This whole country been arguing about taxes since 1776. So what y'all got to do is say, you know what? Maybe it is something to this tax thing that I may not quite understand that wealthy people understand. So what I'm gonna do now is show you how the caste system in Britain, landowner versus servant, and the class system in America, employer versus employee, I'm about to show you how you being both a person with a job right now and a house or apartment and having a home-based business, and ours is $149, man. You can't get no better than that. Okay, $149. The person that's introducing you to this final exam week that we're doing, we got one more tomorrow. They can show you how for $149, you can implement everything I'm about to show you. Now, EDM, get ready, because at the end, I'm gonna ask you to raise your virtual hand, and I want you to talk about your home-based business, your daily pay, what it's done for you, your tax minimization. All I wanna hear from, after I finish this sheet, all I wanna hear is your daily pay and how it's fit, how your home-based business is paying you daily, and how your home-based business has helped you lower your taxes. That's all I wanna hear. Because new people, I want y'all to hear from some of our members who fired their bosses. I see a few of them right here on the Zoom. I want y'all to hear from people that are making 200 a day, 300 a day, 400 a day. You're looking at a guy making 1,000 a day, all because we understood this sheet, right? Y'all do me a favor, man. Come off mute, make some noise if y'all ready to rumble. Cover your ears if you can't take this.
Ready, Brian.
Let's
Let's
go.
go.
Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it.
We excited. We excited. I woke up this morning to the most exciting webinar I've ever had in my life. And I'm the inside show. I woke up this morning to the most incredible webinar I've ever experienced in my life. I said, I can't wait till 9:30. All right. Extra Digit is here to stay. Watch this. This is the sheet. Now, let me show you guys something. All this is, oh, Lord, Brian, don't give them all the answers. Okay. All this are some expenses that you currently have, right? So your number one asset is your house or apartment. That's 1A, and 1B is your social. But you're not using your social correctly to open up a home-based business to save these dollars. So here's how this works. Let's just say your mortgage is $1,000. The government says, hey, since you have a home-based business, we're going to give you certain tax breaks. Oh, Lord, they're not coming in separate. Okay, so I tell you what. Let me play this off real quick. I'm going to show you how this works. So let's just go with this. The mortgage is $1,000. If 20% of your house is used for business, you are at $200 a month in savings of the mortgage. You understand? Because you can't use the whole house. You see? So at the end of the year, $2,400, right? 20% of the mortgage is 200 multiplied by 12. That's $2,400. So that's the amount of money that the home-based business has saved you, not in taxes, but a percentage of it. I'm gonna show y'all what I mean. So your house or apartment also has some utilities. Let's say $500. Let's say cell phone bill, let's say gas bill, water bill, electric bill, internet bill, everything is about $500. Well, you can't use it all, but 20% of that is for your business. That's $100. Y'all see the monthly column right here? Right? So you multiply everything times 12, that's $1,200. Okay, so stay with me. Don't get ahead of me. Watch this. Line 3, your cell phone bill that everybody has. Let's say it's $100, right? And let's say 80, I'm just gonna make something up. 85% of it, because 15% you're talking to your little friends, but 85% of it is business. So $85 of your 100, the government says, shoot, you got a business? All right, well, that's 1020 at the end of the year. 85 times 12. Keep watching. Oh, wait a minute, you got a car? Okay, type in the chat, say I or me if you have a car and you drive. Oh, wait a minute, you got a car? Oh, well, we know you got to get some places for your appointments. We know you got to get some places for your business. You drove 10,000 miles for business? Okay, well, the rate is 56 cents of every dollar. The government has these like little scales or barometers that they change every year. But let's just say this year is 56 cents. So you multiply the 56 cents times the 10,000 miles you drove for appointments and to go to Staples and to go to the airport and park the car and all that stuff. So $5,600 is for your business. Now, let me stop you before we go any further here. Can you understand already how just by having a business, the government has already carved in and slated that certain things lower your taxes? And here's the good news. It's the things that you already have. It ain't new stuff. You already got a car. You already got a cell phone. You already got internet. You already paying a mortgage or rent. See, you don't have to go out and get a brick and mortar or a building or a lease to do the stuff I'm talking about. You see, so all we're doing is we're taking a percentage of the things you have. The government allows you to take certain percentages off because you're working a business. But you can't, either you have a business or you don't. Either you have land or you didn't. They can't give the write-off to both of them. Right? So as I conclude, I told you that the sheet is the easy part. Look. Oh, you mean to tell me on line 5 you got to eat? Oh, yeah, you got to eat. All right. So $200. Let's just say you do $200 a month in eating out. Well, let's say half of that is business because we know you hang out with your friends. See, you can't write off the whole thing. The government knows that. But let's say they give you half of that was business. So that's $100. That's $1,200 of the for the whole year in food. Oh, you got internet? Now we all know these days you can't work a business without internet. So we're gonna take 100% of that one, right? $50 a month times 12. We're on line 6. It's $600. Now here is the magic. Watch the magic. Y'all see this arrow going all the way over here to line 7? The total was $12,000. But you don't get to write off $12,000 in deductions. Let me make sure this is clear. Look me in my eye. The $12,000, if you didn't have a business, the government says that would have been in your pocket. So your taxable income was $12,000 higher. That's what a lot of people miss. See, if you didn't have the cell phone, the gas, the meals and entertainment, in other words, if you didn't have the business, you couldn't subtract this stuff. So your income would be $12,000 more, which means you would pay more taxes. What the home-based business did, it dropped your income by 12 grand on things that you're paying, everybody type in the chat, anyway. This is the important line on this chart. It's the one with the arrow going over that drops your income by 12 grand. You understand? Now, I'm telling you guys, Jeff Santos, Sean T, Monet, the people I'm looking at on the screen, Gwen, listen to me. This is the most conservative sheet you'll ever see. All y'all spending way more than $12,000 a year on this stuff. I'm being conservative, showing you the dent that you can put in your taxes by having this business. Watch this. So line 7, we got to take the 12,000 and now it gets taxed. 6% state, 24% federal. It saved you $3,600. Because had it been in your pocket, that's how much you would have paid. Guys, wealthy people call this phantom money. Phantom money. You got to learn that term. Phantom money is the money that your household kept that you did not give away, that was saved on paper due to you understanding the game. That's phantom money. When I learned phantom money, I said, oh, okay, I get it now. Phantom money is this laptop that I get to write off every year since I got it. The government has a formula called depreciation, where because I bought this bad boy 4 years ago, and because Apple has come out with 4 more since then, they let me write off my depreciation. Oh, wait a minute, Brian, this house you're standing in right now, you have meetings over here? Oh yeah, that's the reason I bought the house. I bought the house to have meetings. Oh, so the furniture that you're sitting on, that's office furniture? Yeah, that's office furniture. Okay, you get to use some of the phantom money and lower your taxes. The internet lowers your taxes. Your cell phone lowers your taxes. The gas in your car lowers your taxes. Brian, I can't get wealthy for nothing in the world. That's because you're overpaying taxes. Learn about depreciation and phantom money. It ain't nothing you got to calculate. Your CPA know all this stuff. So now, watch this. Let's just say you earn $20, $5 a day in our business. I'm gonna show y'all something. It goes all the way up to $8,500 a day. Now, the person that introduced you to this video is gonna show you how we make $8,500 a day, how I personally got to $1,000 a day, how people on the Zoom making $6 grand a month, $8 grand a month. You about to hear from them now, right? Let's say in the business part of our journey, you are the worst ever. Like you don't do anything we tell you. I tell you to go left, you go right. I tell you to go up, you go down. I tell you to do this, you say that. So you just make $5 a day. And at the end of the year, you've made about $2,400. Watch this. See, America taught you that the only way for you to win is to hustle and make money. America never taught you about the money that you make on paper that makes you wealthy by investing the difference. They never taught you about phantom money. If I take the money you make in the business, $2,400, and I take the $3,600 in tax savings, you have generated $6,000 in cash flow. Nobody ever talks to you about cash flow. Everybody always talks to you about income. Brian, make some money. Brian, go back to school. Brian, get a part-time job. Brian, work some overtime. I knew all of those terms. Brian, get 3 jobs. Brian, get a second job. Brian, get that. What nobody ever taught you was cash flow. The $3,600 in tax savings from the $12,000 that I wrote off, plus the $5 a day if I don't do nothing else, $2,400 a month. I'm sorry, for the whole year. I'm sorry, for the whole year. It was $2,400. Is $6,000. Do you know what it would take for you to make $6,000 in other places? Let me show you. You would need $600,000 on line 11. You would need $600,000 in the bank to make the same $6,000 I just showed you how to make from home. Because the bank gives you 1%, by the way. Oh, well, Brian, I got a mutual fund. You know, it pays way more than 1%. It pays 3%. Okay, yeah, but you would need $200,000 in your mutual fund to pay the same what? Everybody put in the chat, $6,000, right? Same 6,000. Oh, you just need 200 grand laying around, though, to get the same thing I just showed you how to make with our home-based business and tax savings. I'm gonna put $6,000 in your pocket every year for you to invest, or you can have 200,000 on the side earning 3%. Well, Brian, I got a nice investment that's getting 6%. Oh, no problem. You just need 100 grand, getting 6% to make the same $6,000 that I just showed you between your tax deductions and your home-based business. So what's my point? Your home-based business is your number one asset because you can strategize your way to wealth. Now, guess what? It's not even $199. I made a mistake and pulled up an old form here. It's $149 per month. The $149 per month can bring you guys $6,000, not just once, but over and over and over. The person who introduced you tonight, my job is not to try to get you into something with our final exam week. My job is to show you that you're missing out on things that they never taught you in schools and they never will. Guys, before I go, I want you to hear from some people whose home-based businesses have changed their life. I want you to raise your virtual hand if you're getting a daily check. Here's the rule. You got to be on camera. You got to talk about your daily pay and what it's done for you. And you got to talk about your tax savings. Let's go. Charles Ivory, what's up, big guy? Raise your virtual hand. Raise your virtual hand. Dr. Regina, what's up? Talk to me. Raise your virtual hand. Raise your virtual hand. Good. I got 4 on the screen right now that I know for a fact are earning daily pay. Let me add Miss Gwendolyn Dotson. Gwen, you're going to go first. Gwen, I want you to tell me what your daily pay is. That's all I want to hear. Nothing else. And how has it helped your life? Talk to me, Miss Gwen Dotson.
Good evening. First of all, I want to say thank you so much, Mr. Brian Beam, for giving me this opportunity to share my testimony, and you're doing a fantastic job. Well, my $5 a day, everyone, has positioned me. I never earned non-wage income. I retired 17 years. It helped me. The experts raised my credit score from 543 to a 680. It helped me retire my husband last June. He is retired from this business. We are in position this year to be in the way to get our investments. I love this company. I love my extra digit family, and I say thank you.
All right, now I want y'all to hear what she said. A lot of y'all like $5 a day, how? Well, it goes all the way up to $8,500 a day. But her business, that's $149 a month, brought her $5 a day because she's just ramping up her business. The $5 a day pays the $149, and the rest of it is tax savings and strategy simply because she makes the $5 a day from home. The key word she used was passive. The $5 a day ain't impressive. What's impressive is the money that she's making and getting back from the government because of that. Let me go to an extreme and show you how high the $5 a day can get. Charles Ivory, talk to me, man. What are you doing with your new house thanks to this business?
Hey, Brian, hey, appreciate it, man. This daily pay is something special, man. I went from working a $35,000 a year job to now owning a business that's over 6 figures a year, which allowed me to fire my boss and also is giving me enough money to build a new home, a 6,000 square foot home on some lakefront property. My wife and I, we're starting to knock down some trees next week as we speak. So it's been better than amazing. I opened up a second account for my son, and that account is growing at $40 a day, which is $1,200 a month. And get this, Brian, he's only 3 years old.
He's
So
3 years old. So he's 3 years old. I told y'all we're breaking generational curses. What I say, I don't put in the chat, BGC, whatever. We're breaking generational curses. He's how old, Charles?
He's 3 years old, earning $1,200 a month.
12. Do y'all know that by the time this man is in middle school, he'll probably be at $8,500 a day. That's $250,000 a month. His parents own lakefront property. He didn't tell you guys they bought it with cash because of their daily pay. And before COVID, he was actually laid off. Who you know that got laid off during COVID and is now building their dream home? The home-based business works. Let's go. Dr. Regina, I want to hear your daily pay and how it's impacted your life or your tax savings.
Peace and blessings, everybody. And Brian, you're doing a fantastic job. My daily pay is $20 a day, and it has helped me to now pay off 3 credit cards, get rid of $38,000 in student loan debts that I had left over. And I was been able to decrease my debt by $16,491.18. And I have my millionaire date that's going to be February 2023. As well as my debt-free date is supposed to be February 2023. However, I am ahead of schedule. So I'm super excited.
I want y'all to hear all these extremes. Right? Gwen, 1 figure per day. Went to Charles, 3 figures per day. Myself, 4 figures per day. Dr. Regina, 2 figures per day. But see, everybody's winning. See, this is what I like about this whole thing, everybody. You can determine how much money you want to make. She's making an extra $600 a month right now, and it's growing, but she's out of debt and got a millionaire date because she's flipping the 600. See, a lot of y'all think it take $1 million to make $1 million. No, it take about $20 a day. And if you want to, we're going all the way to 8,500 together. Type "let's go" in the comments if you're ready to go to 8,500 a day together. All right, type "let's go." You got to start believing this stuff. Brandon, how has the daily pay helped you? What has it done for you in taxes? I know you got a huge tax scenario as well.
I do. Can you hear me?
Yeah, man. You look good.
Awesome, man. Let me tell you, this is so incredible. Brian, man, you got me so pumped up over here. But let me tell you, the greatest thing about this whole opportunity is to be able to make non-wage income. And just like Brian showed you, make the tax deductions that you were spending anyway, which was extra money coming out your pocket. I was able to not only cut my bills in half. What I mean by that is I was paying a certain amount for my internet, paying a certain amount for my cell phone, paying a certain amount for my cable bill. And I had the opportunity to have experts actually shred that in half, which means that instead of paying $130 for cable, I'm paying $65, which means I saved $65. And over the course of the year, that's another bit of savings that comes back into my pocket. And that happened with everything. Not only that, but I was able to also write off the general expenses that I have in my home. I wrote off over $27,000 in tax deductions just from this opportunity. And because I was able and shared this with so many people, I've given myself over a $28,000 a year increase in non-wage income. That's $80 a day, guys. $80 a day.
So on the side, passively, you're making $2,400 a month times 12 without working when you get up at night. Am I right?
That is correct.
You save 5 figures in taxes. So you're excited about that. And the experts got your bills reduced. See, people don't understand phantom money. If y'all don't learn nothing else, you got to get that phantom money tonight before we get out of here. I got 2 more of my big guys ready to rock and roll. Thank you so much. Richard Harden, man, how has the daily pay helped you? Duke graduate, 2 degrees, one of the smartest guys I've ever gone to school with, right? How in the world would somebody like yourself want a small home-based business, that they call it?
Well, that's the thing, Brian. If more people understood small home-based business, more people would do it. Because here's what happened for us. From a Daily Bay point of view, right now, my wife and I, we have 2 distributorships in the house, $80 and $20 a day. That's extra $3,000 a month that comes when we're gone.
Nice.
But the thing about it, but like Brian, when you say phantom money, I don't think people know how much of their money's going away. In my case, first thing that MWR did for me that first year was they got me that pay raise. $636 a check, that's $1,272 a month that I had been overpaying habitually. I ain't even know, right? But the blessings started coming the next year, because that's when I almost said his name, President 45. When his tax changes kicked in, listen to me clear, y'all. Y'all just got to understand this. That was the year that we got to be empty nesters. So our kids were still deep in our pockets from student loans, but we couldn't write them off anymore. This home-based business acts like a well-behaved child that don't reach in the refrigerator or ask for nothing. It put money back. We were able to write off $58,000 in 2020, $64,000 in 2021. And it's this little app that we get, this hurdle. I can't get my phone ever to show up on the screen.
That's
right now it's tracking. It tracks my miles, tracks my expenses. Right now it's estimated year to date, we've saved $8,588 in taxes because of things that were in our life that we wrote off in taxes. And we got all the documentation we need. So the IRS, they can come looking, but they can find the evidence right here. It's documented.
Yeah, that's right. And Richard, you got people that's like, man, I don't know if we should switch to Verizon. They trying to save 10 and 20 bucks. You saving eight grand. I mean, it's all in your phone. And guys, that's part of what we give you for your home-based business. Get with the person that invited you and say, hey, I need to start the business for $149 a month. I need to make way more than my $149, which we're showing you. And how does that daily pay thing work? We got one more final exam tomorrow. We're gonna show you what it just brings the whole week together. But Richard, thank you so much, man. Congratulations on having, an extra $100 a day coming in the whole house. That's $3 grand a month hitting your account every day, Richard. 5 o'clock, direct deposit. Richard, what's funny, man, is
when
people.
you're in Paris, it hits at 11 p.m.
You said what happened?
When you're in Paris, it hits at 11 p.m., but it's still good.
Oh, in Paris, it hits at 11 p.m. No matter where you at, it's gonna hit. All right. Don Wilson, close it out, man. How has the daily pay changed your life? How has a home-based business brought you some phantom money?
Absolutely. Can you hear me, B?
Yes.
All right, fantastic. The daily pay has absolutely changed not only my life, but my wife's life. It turned our finances around, right? We were overpaying in our taxes and giving away about $12,000 a year, right? A daily pay now, I make $80 a day, so that's $2,400 a month. Here's the kicker. I owe nobody except for my mortgage. So the daily pay now pays my mortgage twice. So the money that I actually earn for my W-2 right now goes towards investments, which is now why my net worth is north of $650,000. The daily pay has allowed my wife and myself both to purchase a parcel of land in Southern California. The daily pay has allowed my wife and myself to both purchase a private reserve account. The daily pay now, this $80 a day that I'm bringing in, $2,400 a month, now has me in position where I am working on retiring my wife and also building her retirement home, because I've now, because of the daily pay, already purchased the retirement vacation home. So now I'm just working on building my wife her forever retirement home. And it's because of the daily pay, it's because of the $80 a day, that's $2,400 a month, consistently climbing, net worth north of $600,000. And hopefully by the end of this year, we'll be net worth cash flow millionaires. And that's because of the daily pay.
Man, y'all give it up for Don and all the testimonies. Hit the space bar, man. Come off mute. Come off mute. Come off mute. Come off
That is
mute.
absolutely amazing.
That is awesome.
Congratulations.
They're doing it.
Something, man. We might be the most unassuming organization in the whole country. You got some of the most humble millionaires on the planet, man. It's people they don't even know it. Y'all, a lot of y'all's net worth, Charles Ivory, Judith, Don, Sean, a lot of you guys are right at $1 million net worth only because you're smart with the daily checks you're getting and you're letting compound interest work in your favor. Look, guys, I went way too long. I got excited tonight. I wanted to hear you all to hear from all those different people, but we're coming back tomorrow. Same link, same password, 9:30 Eastern, with what's called the power of infinite returns. I got a special guest that's going to show you guys the power of infinite returns and how your $149 can make you just as wealthy as the wealthiest man in the country, pound for pound. We're not saying everybody's going to be billionaires, but pound for pound, we're going to use the same formula that billionaires use to show you how 149 can make your wildest dreams come true. This replay can be seen on our website, extradigitmoneymakeover.com. extradigitmoneymakeover.com. All of our replays are there. You click the link in the middle. You'll see some powerful testimonies. You'll read some powerful testimonies. You'll get some more information. For all you guys that want more information, visit extradigitmoneymakeover.com. Get with the person that invited you tonight. We'll see you tomorrow night at 9:30 for our final exam. You guys have a good night. Thank you.